And you see that?
Yeah, his shaft's not far off from his shoulder plane. But it looks a little locked up in the hips, sort of.
Yeah, he's very locked up in the hips, but look at how much to the right he's tilting. How does his spine put? How does he put himself in that situation there?
He's 22 years old.
This is crazy. His head is like level to the ground, parallel to the ground. Look at how his spine is bending there. That's crazy.
But told to keep his head down.
That's right.
He'll be sorry over time, though, because once he's 35, 40 years old, he's going to really feel it.
Oof, if he makes it that long, that is an insane position. And then just watch how much movement he has with his head. Watch how much downward movement he has. It's insane how much his head drops. Look at that. That's crazy. His head has dropped a good 1.5 feet.
Wow.
And this ball is well gone, and he's got plenty of flex still in this leg here, and in this one here. It's a pretty unique motion in there.
He blocks it with his left arm from what I saw on the TV show there.
Yes.
If you happen to have a front of view, a little bit sort of like Jordan Spieth used to when he was first starting.
Yep. But really, really unique swing. Not one that I would recommend to be copied, that's for sure. Not one to be copied.
But he's been working out with Sergio, right? From what I hear.
I know he's good friends with Sergio. I don't know who he works on his swing with. I really don't know too much about the kid. I knew he was a really good amateur, that's for sure, but I just don't see how this golf swing works very well.
Well, it worked this week.
It sure did. You know, like I was saying last week about who I thought was going to win, I picked Colin Morikawa. He finishes second. But I said that strokes gained approach would be the deciding factor. And he was Joaquin Niemann was the number one strokes gained approach. He beat the field by 14 shots. 14 shots he gained on the field from his iron play. Crazy. That's an insane, unheard of number. And like the first 2 days where he shot 64s or whatever it was, 63s, 64s, yeah, it was 64s. I want to say his longest putt that he made was like 8 feet. That's how well he stuck all his irons. Crazy.
Sometimes guys that have swings like this, that's the only way they know how to swing it. That. Trevino used to say that I can't choke because I don't know how to swing the club one way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean, I get it.
And some people they try to do so much to perfect everything so perfect, and they got 43 friggin' things in their head they can't play.
Oh yeah. Yep. But there's just so much timing that's going on in his swing, and I think that I don't see how his body's going to hold up with that much bend to the side through the hit, and how long you have to maintain it. I really, really don't. That's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on your back at some point.
Well, look at that reverse seat did to your ex-boss, Nicklaus.
Yeah,
tore his back to pieces.
It did, and not to mention his hips. He had hip replacements for his hip replacements. Right, that's where it really got him. And then he lost, I want to say 3 inches in height easily. From when he was playing back in the day to where he is now, easily 3 inches in height of of degeneration. Absolutely, 100%. Yep, 3 inches in height. Crazy. But
I bet that's why Johnny Miller didn't play the senior tour. Probably his back, because he had that reverse seam.
Yeah, sure. I don't know why some players decided to play and some didn't. Like Nick Faldo's another guy that you would have thought would have played more in his later years. No, he didn't. He didn't play. Or David Duval. There's a bunch of players that you kind of wonder. But I'm definitely when it comes to Joaquin Niemann's golf swing, very, very different golf swing. And let's take a look at him with an iron here. I mean, look at how much flex he still has in this leg. Yeah, it's crazy. And how much rotation he has. I mean, he's so wide open to the target. It's very similar to what we saw with Charlie Woods and how wide open Charlie Woods would get.
His left ankle ain't gonna like it either.
Oh my God, yeah, look at that ankle. That is another thing that I'm not a fan of at all. Wow. But he won. What can you say? Riviera, one of the tougher golf courses. And you know what? I watched a good amount of the tournament. That hole number 10. Are you familiar with the 10th hole there, Bobby?
Yeah, that was that short par 4 that you could almost drive.
It was giving them fits. For a hole that's like 300 yards, you'd think they would have more birdies. They had such a hard time figuring that hole out. And the green over the years has changed. They were saying because there's been so much play in that front bunker that it's really changed the slopes in the green there, and has made it, since it's so small, made it really, really difficult. It's I don't know if they have any plans to restore that green, but that hole was giving everyone fits there. It was fun to watch. It
looked to me like, in the good old days, we'd hit a 1-iron, a 1 or 2 iron over to the left, and hit an 80-yard shot into the green. I mean, keep it left, keep away from those 2 bunkers on the right.
Which,
especially the way the pin was Sunday.
Yeah, and Justin Thomas played that way. He laid up every time, and he had some good success with it, but that margin of error hitting a little 80-yard wedge was so small, and the greens were firm. It was not as easy as it sounds to hit just a little 80-yard flip wedge in there. You had to be really, really precise with it. So,
especially where Justin Thomas was in that, because he wasn't that far left. He still had to go over the corner of that bunker.
Yeah, exactly.
And he had, as you're right, he had 2, 3, 4 yards to play with. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't, even if you can hit the driver there. It's really taking a big chance of leaving yourself with a really horrible lie on your second shot.
Yeah.
Either one of those bunkers or in the grass to the right or the grass to the left, and you make a hole that's not that long into a bogey is just not good. You can't get away with it.
Yeah.
And that's what that kid, what was his name?
Young?
Young.
Yeah, Cameron Young, yeah.
Yeah, he left it short to the right.
Yep.
How are you going to leave it short right?
Yep. Yeah, no good. No good there.
I would tee up all the way to the right of the tee box, as far as I can go to the right, and I'd set the club down to maybe 2 degrees closed. And make sure that damn thing ain't going right no matter what.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Well, I was going to go where the club face is pointed, so if I shut the face about 2 degrees,
yep.
tee the ball down low, take a 4-wood, get it out there, then you got 80 yards in, 70 yards in.
But I think a lot of amateur golfers think that that's not really playing the game. By shutting the face down, they think it's like cheating or some sort of Band-Aid, where it couldn't be any more from the truth, don't you think?
No, I mean, those are some of the insider secrets. Like another one, Jose Maria Cañizares taught me this one. It was at a par 5, and it was out of bounds on the left, and he hit a driver off the ground. And I said, why did you hit your driver? And he goes, you can't hit it left.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're try and hit your driver off the ground left, you can't do it. It's going to squirt left to right.
Yep.
And those are things you learn with experience. I mean, by playing out there and playing with guys that are good.
Yep.
You pick it up, and that's what I did. Learn how to do with the club face. I shut the face 2 degrees if it was out of bounds on the right. I might open the face 2 degrees if it's out of bounds on the left.
Yep.
If the out of bounds is on the left, I tee up on the left side of the tee box, so as far to the left as I can go. Even though I can keep the ball within the tee box, I'd have my feet outside the little marker.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
I always want to go across the fairway, never down the middle. I usually only tee up in the middle of the tee box on a par 3.
Yep.
Either on the right going left or on the left going right.
Yep. Yeah. But pretty impressive. He led wire to wire. That was pretty impressive at Riviera. Some broke the scoring record for 36 holes. He couldn't quite hang on to the scoring record for 72 holes, but nonetheless. And that kid, Cameron Young, that was pretty impressive. He comes from my neck of the woods up at Sleepy Hollow. His father is Dave Young at Sleepy Hollow there. And it's a good thing I wasn't in the area in the section when this kid was playing section events. I imagine he tore them all up. Pretty amazing, pretty amazing kid there.
If you look at one thing this kid's got is a big advantage. He's got a white belt.
You know what they say?
That's worth 2 shots a 9. I mean, 2 shots a round at least.
You know what they say about people who wear white belts?
What's that?
They got to wear white shoes.
He's got white shoes to go with it, more or less.
You better not be wearing black shoes with a white belt.
The other thing that kills me too is in a sense they're not playing. What was the par on that course? The 71.
71.
But that's even par for them is 68.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the par fives for sure. The reachable. Yep. Yep. Yep.
The way these kids are hitting it, I mean, it's a par 4 plus.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a difficult par 4.
Yeah. But
wish they had a rule to say, okay, any holes that's under 389 yards, you have to tee off with no more than a 4-iron.
Yeah,
It wouldn't matter. They'd still hit a 350.
There you go. Yep.
So many holes are hitting wedges into the green. I mean, they're just bowing the ball. I don't remember being that way 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Well, I read an interesting article today about Tiger Woods' take on kind of the golf ball and equipment and stuff. And his take was to just bring back a ball that spins a ton. Right? So you can you can curve it and you can have bigger misses. That's when the ball doesn't spin, the misses are reeled quite a bit in. So if you put a golf ball in play that spins a ton, I'm not sure how that would affect the average golfer. It'd make the game a lot less fun for them. But at the elite level,
well, you wouldn't have to. You could just have a high spin ball that's a tour ball.
Right.
It's strictly to be played on the tour. You have to use that spin ratio.
right?
And the manufacturers will make the ball for the players, and some people don't want to buy it just to be able to say I play with the tour ball.
Yep. Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, these kids are hitting as hard as they can. They got unbelievable tip strength in the drivers, in the graphite drivers that they have. They can swing as hard as they want. They don't hit it off the ballpark that much.
Yeah. But I still like what's his name's concept at Carolina, Bill McDonald, where he said just limit the tee height.
Yeah.
I think that was the most brilliant thing that I heard when it came to the answer for the solution of distance. So that made a lot of sense to me.
Let's see, Ryan's here. This is another great pick, Darren. Yeah, he picked the second one. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you what's a great pick. Ryan sent me today a video of him doing the punch shot roll drill and the 2 sticks swinging outside the stick, inside the stick. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Good improvement.
he's going to get improvement, most improved for the year.
Well, tell everyone what that means, Bobby, about sending your video in for you to critique the drill analysis.
Yeah, you get out your cell phone and either put it up on your golf bag or whoever's standing next to you say, here, hold my phone a second, will you? People do it all the time on vacation. Take my picture. and you video your swing, and then very soon, in about a week or maybe 2 weeks at the most, you'll be able to pull up our app on your cell phone and just click on that, and it'll say upload your video, and you upload the video, and it goes right to us right away, and either Darren and I do a complete analysis and send it right back to you, absolutely free.
But the important part about that is we want to know you're doing the drill correctly, right?
That's once they join.
Right.
If they decide to join up with us, then they can have unlimited videos for 30 days, as many as they need. Killer. No, you don't do that. You don't get that anywhere.
No.
Unlimited.
So Ryan was doing the drill correctly. You didn't have to correct him, or did you give him a little tip on how to do it?
No, he did. No, there was drill number 1, 2, and 3. And number 2, the second drill video he sent, it was close, but I said no cigar. And then the next one, he was right on the money.
Okay.
He was right on the money on the first one. Number 2 was close, and number 3 was right on the money. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No.
But he looks so much better than what he looked like when he started. He's amazing. The change in a matter of a week.
Yep.
And I give Ryan all the credit. It's not me.
And you know, if I remember right, he's in a part of the world where there is no golf at the moment, right? Where's he from, Bobby?
I don't know. Ryan, tell us where you're from.
Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka. Bobby's killing me with that. Bobby's killing me with that drill. Yeah, I'm killing him. Run a lap after every drill. Give me 20 push-ups in between each drill. Oh, it's Oklahoma. That's right, Norman, Oklahoma.
Okay. So
I think it's Norman.
Yeah, Ryan will be ready once the season starts to.
Ryan Bart, Topeka, Kansas.
Yep.
Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah.
It's real close to Dodge City. You probably don't know who Matt Dillon is.
I know. I don't.
You know who Matt Dillon is? The Genesis tournament is no major. Why is the first prize now over $2 million? Because the sponsors are stupid. $2 million for a kid to win a golf tournament. It's getting insane. So that's why they show up. They got their own jet plane. They got a physical therapist. They got a psychologist, psychiatrist, massage therapist.
Oh yeah, they got it all. Yep.
Driver.
Yep.
Give me a freaking break. Hey, Ryan just moved to Little Havana. He's on Southwest A Street, Miami. Playing dominoes with a bunch of students over there. $2 million bucks, man. $2 million freaking bucks.
Well,
Is that what he got paid for that tournament?
Yeah, first prize. But it's not the Genesis is up there for sure. You know, obviously because it's got Tiger's name on it. So I would kind of classify it as, you know, you've got your 4 majors plus your Players Championship, and then you've got your elite tournaments, which I'd classify as Muirfield Village, Jack Nicklaus. You know, you've got Arnold Palmer's event, you got Tiger Woods. So all the tournaments have different values to them for sure, but the big thing is you had 11 of the top 11 players in the world playing in it. So the field there was very, very strong. And that's, once again, I think it's in part of, you know, Tigerson makes you a phone call, can you play this week? I don't think many players are turning that down to go to his event and support it. So
what happened to Rahm?
He made the cut barely. He's putting poorly, very, very poorly. So he's been switching around his putter, and I saw a stat where he was in like the first and second categories, first and second place in some stat categories, and putting, it was so bad. He's just all over the place with his putter right now, unfortunately. So
Brian just put in there and says, it's crazy how I feel like I'm barely taking the club back, but the video shows differently. He had a backswing the size of Kuwait. And
that's what we use the video for, because you can't see what you're doing, and what you feel like you're doing is never the real thing that you're doing. So the video is such an important tool, piece of feedback that you need to improve playing golf. And a mirror too. A mirror, don't you think, Bobby, is such an important, vital tool?
Yeah, Ryan says he's got one in his bedroom. His wife told me to tell him he needs to add video too, so he'll know what he's doing.
Oh dear.
Take that mirror off the ceiling and put it on the wall. Release some good girls.
Yeah.
Boy, everything quieted down.
Yeah. I'm confused. I just don't know why somebody would put a mirror on their ceiling. But
yeah, right. When we get done here, I'll tell you about the birds and the bees. Bobby's killing me.
He's killing himself.
I'm killing myself. Darren was almost right picking my guy. I tell you what, Darren's close in these picks. He's really.
Yeah, I mean, if you do the math, and that's pretty much what it is nowadays. It's a math equation. Before somebody tees it up, you just got to understand their strengths and weaknesses, know a little bit about the golf course, and it's really a math equation. Not like I'm a genius or anything, but I picked up a lot of this information from, the Decade Golf with Lou Stagner and Scott Fawcett. I highly recommend checking their stuff out, and they really boil down quite a few of these statistics to where you can understand it and kind of get a gauge on who's going to play well and who's not. So that's kind of the way it is nowadays with all the information that we have out there. So, but you got to put some research and you got to put some time into it. So it's not like I'm just pulling these out of a hat. I probably could be doing other things with my time, but that's the kind of golf nerd that I am. So I love researching and reading and when I do have any downtime, that's what I'm doing. I'm online just looking at who's doing what and who's going where and why they're doing it, and I like to stay up to date. And that's really a full-time job, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the golf world. It's a full-time job. And I'm only spending a small amount of time on it, but
especially the technology end of it.
oh yeah, yeah.
And I hear these guys on the TV where they're talking about stats, this, stats, that. You're the guy that brought all the real stats guys on the Wednesday night shows we used to have.
Yep. Lou Stagger. He's awesome. He's the Tiger Woods of him and Scott. They're a team. So those guys are awesome when it comes to it. So, but there's a lot of other stat guys out there to watch and follow. So,
is the Saudi Golf League dead? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is.
No.
Yes. I think it is. We've had in the last week we had quite a few of the top players in the world voice their opinion that they're not going to be supporting it, and they're supporting the PGA Tour. So it's not looking good if you're a Saudi golf fan. So we'll see what happens. But as far as what I've heard, it's pretty much a dead deal there. Now they might have they will have 20, I want to say, contracted players, something along those lines, but you're not going to see the best players in the world, unfortunately. Yeah.
So in other words, PGA is going to have a monopoly.
Yeah, pretty much. They're going to just continue to do what they're doing. Yep. But
You see, DJ supposedly turned down 130 million.
that could be a correct number. It wouldn't surprise me. And
130 million.
Bryson probably turned down more. But the person who came out smelling pretty awful with this whole thing is Phil Mickelson. He's really kind of bit the hand that feeds him. He's really cut his hand off despite his face. And really...
Well, wait a minute. You have this new football league that starts in another month or something.
Yeah.
They have a football league. Why can't you start another golf league?
No, you can. I mean, that's exactly what they're trying to do. But they're trying to bully. They're trying to bully the PGA Tour out. Is what they're trying to do, because they have a lot more money. And
You should just compete.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I mean, but the PGA Tour is, they are what they are, and the Saudi Golf League just tried to bully the best players in the world into playing, and it didn't look like it's going to work for them. So, but who knows?
Well, what about all these other tours, like South African Tour and the South American Tour and the Oriental Tour or whatever it is? All those things. Who runs those things?
That's a good question. I'm assuming it's independent people. Like my friend Robin Waters was running the Hooters Tour for years, and that was owned by the gentleman who owned Hooters. So that was his own tour, and it had a ton of players that went from the Hooters Tour straight to the PGA Tour. So there's a ton of good examples. You can use that as kind of a building block. But yeah, I think it's probably just more of, independently owned. I don't think it's anything PGA Tour.
You ever know J.C. Goosey? You ever heard of J.C. Goosey?
No.
I don't know if he's dead by now or something. J.C. Goosey used to ran one of the first mini tours in Florida.
Okay.
On the mini tour. Like say, when he had like a meeting in the beginning before they started the first tournament, all the players, and he said, "Look, I don't care how money you guys play, I'm going to be the top money winner here because I own this thing." J.C. Goosey played some tour events.
Don't recognize the name, but
J.C. Goosey. No matter how good you play, I'm going to be top money winner because I'm the owner.
Yeah. Well, that's what he can do with that because he is the owner.
And it used to be like $350. This is years ago. $350 was more money. It was $350 just to play.
Right. That's a lot of money.
That didn't count your hotel room, your
That's a lot of money
to get there.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yep. We got a little late start. We appreciate y'all coming on. We're here live Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, we're here for you. We want you to play better golf. So get your cell phones out, upload your swings to our website at quickfixgolf.com, and give us another week, 2 weeks for our app. And then you can just upload your swings right on the app, and we'll get back to you with some drills absolutely free, not a penny out of your pocket. So you can start playing better golf wherever you are. You could be on the moon or Topeka, Kansas.
In Havana.
Or Havana.
No, you can't be in Havana because you can't get any internet.
But send us a video of your golf swing. We'll analyze it right here live on our YouTube stream.
I can just see it now.
Yep.
I can see Guillermo over there in Cuba getting on a little boat, and you see him rowing with the video in his hand. We don't have any internet, so I had to bring it to you personally. He's rowing.
But we'll come back to you on Wednesday, and
with a shark chasing him.
Yeah. And I'll have my picks for this week. Honda Classic, one of my favorite golf tournaments. It is down in my old stomping grounds, old neck of the woods down in Jupiter, Florida, Palm Beach Gardens. And I've played there many times, and I'll have some good picks for you for Wednesday. So make sure you tune in, tell your friends, Tell your neighbors, wake the kids. And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Hasta luego.